The new transfer student at St. Chronika's Academy has difficulty establishing friends. He recalls making a bad first impression when he came late on his first day. When Kodaka went to fetch his gym suit one day, he ran across his classmate Yuzora Mikazuki, who was conversing with an imaginary buddy called Tomo. Yuzora is generally unhappy, so Kodaka finds it weird when she steps in, revealing her secret. While they're both talking about how difficult it is to make friends, Kodaka suggests that they start a club. The following day, Yuzora pulls Kodaka over to her newly formed neighbors club, which is committed to assisting individuals in making new acquaintances. Despite his skepticism about the club's goals, Kodaka joins Yuzora in putting up recruiting posters. Sena Kashiwazaki, another student, joins them as they finish their exercises. Yuzora closes the door behind her, dismissing the girl as the ideal girl, but Sena insists on becoming friends. Sena responds that they are just her doormats, and that she wants genuine friends, when Yuzora challenges her popularity with the lads. While Yuzora and Sena argue all day, Kodaka keeps track of the team's statistics. To deepen their connection, Yuzora determines that the first Neighbors Club activity would be to play an action role-playing game about hunting monsters. Yuzora glanced around and saw a bunch of friends having fun together, believing it was a good way to meet new people. All three members should bring their copy to the next meeting. Sena brags about her rank, which irritates Yuzora, who is checking her playtime. When Yuzora and Sena assault each other throughout the game, the situation doesn't improve. Yuzora and Sena frequently get in each other's way, causing the goal to fail for all three of them. Sena sets up a TV and gaming console in the club room the following day to play a gal game, which she believes is much superior than a monster hunting game. Sena and Yuzora pick the most unfavorable reaction to Akari, a pink-haired heroine, as they go through the game, leaving Kodaka in doubt. Sena's development with Yukiko, a blonde-haired heroine, is harmed as the game progresses, leading to a tragic finish for Sena. Sena, on the other hand, has a change of heart towards Akari the following day after completing all of the game's courses. She gives the game to Kodaka and tells him that he must play and learn from the females. Sena reads a few sentences before panicking and weeping her way out of the club room. Later that night, Kobato Hasegawa, Kodaka's younger sister, is envious of Kodaka spending more time with the neighbors club than with her. The following day, while watching Sena play another game, Kodaka mulls Kobato's remarks. Natsume, a green-haired heroine in a swimming costume, appears in her game and requests that Kodaka teach her how to swim, since she has never learned before. Kodaka accepts and instructs her in swimming in a water park. As Kodaka and Sena finish their lunch, he notices that Sena enjoys her nickname, Meat. Sena then puts herself into problems after insulting several boys who are hitting on her, causing Kodaka to assist her. Sena praises Kodaka for rescuing her, but Kodaka accuses her of inciting the fight. Sena considers having a guy face her for the first time on the walk home. The experience also reminds Kodaka of a childhood buddy who taught him a valuable lesson about friendship, which Yuzora recognizes. Kodaka meets with Maria Takayama, a 10-year-old teacher who was duped by Yuzora into becoming the club's faculty advisor. Maria attempts to retake her room by stating that she doesn't want to be a faculty advisor, but Yuzora again deceives Maria by stating that grown-ups can manage the task. Maria accepts, and Yuzora admits Maria as a full member of the club. Kodaka later informs Yuzora and Sena about his feeling of being followed. Yuzora and Sena attempt to assist, but their efforts only serve to damage Kodaka's reputation. Later, Kodaka apprehends the stalker, an effeminate kid called Yukimura Kusunoki, who regards Kodaka as a role model and observes that everyone regards him as a lady. Yuzora invites Yukimura to join the club in order for him to learn more about Kodaka and grow as a man, and Yukimura agrees and begins serving Kodaka. The following day, Kodaka rescues Rika Shiguma, a scientist who had collapsed in a chemical lab. She finds Kodaka soon after and intends to repay him in a promiscuous manner. Rika joins the Neighbors Club, where she reveals her interest in filthy magazines, especially those featuring mecha, to Yuzora's chagrin. When Kodaka notices Maria only eats chips, he resolves to start bringing her nutritious meals. Kobato is envious of Kodaka since it looks like he favors Maria above her. While preparing Maria's lunch, Kodaka discovers that Yuzora rewards Maria with chips every time she does anything kind for her. After finishing Kodaka's meal, Maria begins to refer to him as her big brother. Sena later finishes another dating sim and wishes she could be inside of one. Rika sets up a virtual reality gaming system and invites everyone to test out a beta version of a role-playing game. They have conflicting statements about their allotted clothes and talents when they choose their character class. Everything seems to be going well at first as they earn talents and level up. The boss stage, on the other hand, does not proceed as planned since Maria falls asleep and goes offline. Yuzora deceives Sena and defeats her, while Sena tickles Yuzora in retaliation. Kodaka is astonished to learn that Kobato was playing in Maria's persona after the game finishes in loss. She'd gone to meet him in the club room because she was feeling distant from her brother. Yuzora decides to accept Kobato as a member after initial conflict with Maria. Kobato climbs into Kodaka's bed later that night, claiming to be Kodaka's only sister. After a dream about a childhood buddy he didn't get to say goodbye to before moving, Kodaka wakes up with Kobato in his bed. The members of the Neighbors Club reflect on their success in establishing friends so far. Since joining the club, Kodaka and Senna think their reputation has suffered. Senna inquires whether the other members have ever visited a karaoke bar as they continue to discuss activities they participated in after joining the group. Despite the fact that Kodaka has gone to a karaoke box previously, Yuzora relates her previous experience of visiting multiple karaoke boxes across the city, piquing the curiosity of the other members. Senna first rejects, describing the pastime as unsophisticated, but once Yuzora begins planning arrangements for the others, Senna begs to join in. Yuzora complains with the cashier in the karaoke box lobby over the price method, believing they have been duped. Following the talks, Yuzora and Senna choose separate rooms to rent, while Kodaka and the others share one. Kodaka and the others arrive in the lobby after the karaoke, fatigued from singing. Senna and Yuzora are already there. The two apparently devised a method to compete in karaoke by using the scoring mechanism. Senna informs Kodaka that her father is interested in seeing him as they walk home, making Yuzora jealous. As summer approaches, Kodaka asks Yukimura to take over Maria's lunches, but Yukimura misinterprets what constitutes as healthy food, resulting in Yukimura overdosing Maria with dietary supplements. After discovering that club members do not always turn up on a regular basis throughout the summer, Kodaka proposes finding another means to stay in touch. After being turned down for message boards and social networking sites, Rika proposes that they use their smartphones. Rika and Yukimura immediately exchange contact information through infrared wireless, but Yuzora and Kodaka manually input the information, oblivious to their handset's capabilities. Senna confesses that she does not have a cell phone and doesn't need one when Kodaka asks her for her contact information. Yuzora irritates Senna by making a call in front of her and making meat jokes. Senna later phones Kodaka in the middle of the night to inquire about the brand and model of his phone. Senna comes in the afternoon with a new smartphone that is similar to Kodaka's cell phone, after Kodaka sees multiple perverted text messages from Rika the following day. When Senna comes to Kodaka for aid, Yuzora spams Senna's telephone and grows envious. Because the air conditioner in Kodaka's home is broken, Kobato takes a cue from an episode of her favorite vampiric anime and dresses in weather-appropriate clothing. She follows Kodaka to the club room, where she struggles with Maria when Maria refers to Kodaka as her big brother once again, prompting Kobato to bite Maria in rage. Senna lavishes care on Kobato thereafter, as though she wants to befriend her. Senna tells everyone she wants to go to the pool after losing another gal game in which Mizuki, the brunette main heroine, is eaten by a shark, but mistakenly discloses that she previously went with Kodaka alone. Kodaka soon clarifies the situation by inviting the whole club to the pool. Due to a half-price deal, club members find the pool congested on their way there. Yuzora and Rika decide to leave early since the throng is too much for them. When Kodaka hears the news, he goes after them, only to watch them get on the shuttle bus and leave. He turns to face the rest of the club who have all decided to go home. Yuzora reminds everyone to wear swimsuits for the club's events that day. When the members come, Yuzora is clad in a bikini and wearing a horse mask. Senna offers Yuzora her own beach home as an alternative to the crowded beach. The club approves, referring to it as a training camp. Senna contacts Kodaka the following day and invites him and Kobato to her home to meet her father, Pegasus Kashiwazaki, and butler, Stella Redfield. Just in time for supper, Kodaka and Kobato arrive. Pegasus criticizes Kodaka's father, Hayato Hasegawa, at dinner, but Kodaka tries to persuade Pegasus differently. Then, since the final bus heading home has already departed, Kodaka and Kobato are provided accommodations for the night. Pegasus gives Kodaka a drink as Senna takes Kobato for a bath. Pegasus gets intoxicated after talking about drinking drinks with Hayato in the past and falls asleep in Kodaka's bed. When Kodaka seeks assistance, he stumbles across a nude Kobato fleeing from a naked Senna, who spots Kodaka and flees the home. The following day, Kodaka claims that he was too inebriated to remember the previous evening's events. The Neighbors Club arrives at Senna's beach home and hits the beach right away. The Neighbors Club put on sunscreen after an unsuccessful effort at making a beach call. Both Maria and Yukimura ask Kodaka for assistance while he applies sunscreen on Kabato. Rika passes out as she imagines Yukimura putting sunblock on Kodaka. Senna, who had asked for Yuzora's assistance, is instead forced to the ground as Yuzora spreads sunscreen on her foot. Senna pulls Yuzora away when she makes rude remarks and she accidentally exposes herself, leading to her escape. Kodaka finds Senna on the porch as the sun sets and soothes her, lying once again when he claims he didn't see her nude. The following day, after a day at the beach, Kodaka cooks supper using items he purchased at a local market and listens about Yuzora's sad existence in home economics class. The members of the group then realize they haven't done much preparation and decide to finish the trip by listening to horror tales that turn out to be humorous rather than sad. Yuzora's tale of a haunted school, on the other hand, disturbs everyone to the extent that Kodaka is summoned numerous times throughout the night to assist the girls to the restroom, including Yuzora herself. Yuzora says that she can't terrify someone unless she finds the situation frightening. Despite Yuzora's mention of the approaching summer festival, she refuses to participate owing to the anticipated crowds. Rika is likewise hesitant, owing to her previous experience at a summer festival. When Senna proposes takoyaki, the whole club resolves to go in order to have takoyaki, which is something Kodaka is enthusiastic about. At Senna's suggestion, Kodaka and Kabato change into Yukitas as they head to the festival. Yuzora refuses to transform into a Yukita, which disappoints Kodaka. Senna considers Kabato appealing after transforming, but she also thinks Kodaka's hair spoils his look and wants him to color it. Senna is impressed when Kodaka responds that he can't alter his hair color since it's a heritage of his dead mother. Yuzora and Senna compete with each other at the game's booths after they had their fill of food, while the other members enjoyed the other vendors on their own. After that, everyone gathers to light off fireworks. Yuzora's hair catches fire when the final one is set off, requiring Kodaka to douse her with water to put it out. Yuzora leaves the club soaked and embarrassed, and stays away for the remaining week of summer vacation. Yuzora returns to school with her hair chopped short on the first day back from vacation. Because of the shift in looks, Kodaka eventually recognizes her as his childhood buddy, Sora. Yuzora remembers recognizing Kodaka as her childhood buddy, Taka, when he moved to the school. However, she was unhappy when he didn't recognize her. When Kodaka came in on her after his first day at school, she was discussing the situation with her imaginary buddy Tomo. Yuzora had the idea to start a club solely for Kodaka and her during their debate about clubs, which is now known as the Neighbors Club. Back in the present, Yuzora leads Kodaka to the stairway and explains that she has always been his childhood buddy, much to his astonishment since he imagined his childhood friend was a guy. Yuzora holds Kodaka responsible for departing on the day she wanted to tell him something significant, which also happened to be the day he wanted to tell her he was relocating. Yuzora was planning on wearing a skirt and revealing her actual gender, but she was too ashamed to do so. She instructs him to keep their childhood friendship a secret from the rest of the group and only call her by her given name. Rika and Yukimura in the club room are perplexed as to who is standing next to Kodaka until Senna recognizes her as Yuzora. When Maria and Kabato come, Rika is taken aback by Yuzora's new appearance and convinces her to dress up in a male school uniform. And that's the end of the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading a lot of videos just like this. See you at the next one.